This is a demonstration for a Uher Model 4400 stereo report monitor. It's a 5-inch reel-to-reel portable tape recorder, and we're going to demonstrate this as it's being listed for sale here on eBay. Just to run through some of the basic functions here. The VU meters, the lights in those are functioning well, so we can just simply turn those on. You'll see that those turn off like so. You turn them on momentarily like this, they'll automatically extinguish themselves. Also the battery check meter. We're externally powering these through an external power supply, but you'll see that the battery level is showing red and the green here since we are powering externally. All of the knobs are intact. Those are all being included. The very rare head cover that you see here is also included on the machine. And we have loaded on here a blank 5-inch reel-to-reel tape. And on the audio input, the DIN input connector over here next to the power supply input, we have an MP3 player connected up to that as an audio source for the demonstration here. So one of the things we're going to do is, I believe we have audio content running in, a little bit of Al Stewart here. We're going to go into the record function, turn on the record amplifiers, and we'll see that we've got audio coming in. See, both VU meters are functioning properly. We'll turn that down right there, and that's monitoring the source input through this input monitor here as well. These are the independent left and right controls, the tone, the master playback volume, and the master playback tone, which we've got running here. Currently have the transport engaged at 7.5 inches per second. What we're going to do is hold the record button down, press start, and we're going to start the tape going at 7.5 inches per second. So right now we're laying down some content on the blank 5-inch reel-to-reel here. I'm going to press the counter reset so we can go back and index where we have recorded. And we're going to go back and listen to the input. And what I'm going to do here is throw the monitor switch over to the tape. So we'll be monitoring off of the playback heads. So the content's going in through the record amplifier onto the record head and immediately playing back to the playback head through the local amplifiers. So what you hear here presently is what's being played back on the playback amplifiers. By evening the sound of the gunfire was miles away. And again, that's at 7.5 inches per second. So I'm going to leave it in record while monitoring off of the playback head, and I'm going to go through all of the 4 capstan speeds. So let's go down to 3 3/4 inches per second while staying in record. Again, now we're monitoring off the playback head at 3 3/4. The best fidelity, of course, is going to be at the higher speeds, 7.5 inches per second, 3 3/4. We're going to go down to 1 7/8. This is 1 7/8 right now. And again, we're monitoring off the playback heads. All summer they drove us back through the Ukraine. And really 1 7/8 it's okay for music, but again you're going to lose a little bit of the highs. That's normal. It really is intended for dictation and vocal interviews, things like that. But let's drop down to the very lowest speed, which is 15 16 inches per second, which is really considered nothing more than dictation speed. But again, you'll get a good idea that the record amplifier and the playback amplifier is working and the tape mechanism is working. So again, we're monitoring off of the playback head. So you'll notice a little bit of loss in fidelity. Again, that's normal because you're only preserving voice frequencies at that particular speed. So let's go back up to 7.5 inches per second. Again, it's important to note that we're monitoring directly off of the playback heads. So let's go back, let's press the stop button. Let's go into a rewind here. We're watching our tape counter. We're going to go back to 0. And we're going to purely play back what we've got on the input here. As a matter of fact, we're going to completely unplug the MP3 player from the DIN connector at this point. So all the content is completely isolated from the input. We're going to go into start mode and strictly play back what we've recorded. They crossed over the border the hour before dawn. Again, that's at 7.5 inches per second.
moving in life through the day.
Okay, a few other things I'd like to point out besides the play and record functionality is with the new belts installed, both playback and rewind fast forward. You'll note here that the fast forward drive is nice and strong. There's no slippage or anything. As a matter of fact, I put a little bit of a drag on the feed reel, and still great tension on that. Certainly going to be no lag there. Same thing here. We're going to engage a different set of pulley contact surfaces and go into rewind. Again, a little bit of a drag test here. Rewind's nice and strong. And certainly you've seen the capstan drive and the 4 speeds that we've constantly demonstrated here. Another thing too I'd like to point out is that when you go into fast forward mode, it's very common with these machines to have the brake surfaces wear out on those, because they do see a lot of hours in the field. But in this particular unit here, by pressing stop, you'll note that the brakes are fine. There's no tape spillage. Usually when you see an indication of brakes wearing out, you'll see a little bit of overrun on the feed reel, causing a little bit of tape spillage in this area here. Same thing going into rewind. Just want to note again that the brakes are fine, no tape spillage whatsoever. The loose side cover is intact. Kind of need a little bit of polishing up here. There's a little bit of rough surfaces here, a little bit of sticker residue from a service sticker that was on the front here. Again, the commonly missing head cover is also included here. All the knobs are intact. The tape counter is working. All of the other functions, the LED, the VU meters are working properly as well. And again, let's exit the demonstration with another little bit of content. We're going to plug the MP3 player input back in. We're going to turn the record amplifier on. We're going to press the start mode here, bring the volume right back up. Again, this is a Uher Model 4400 stereo report monitor, up for sale on eBay. Thank you.